Good morning, grinders. Welcome to the DFS pregame show here on RotoGrinders. I'm Jordan Cooper, aka Blender HD. If you want to follow me on Twitter, and it's Thursday, June 2nd. I'm back. It's been a while, right? It's been 10 days or so. I'm back, and I've been on West Coast time for a while. Like I got up. I didn't get up. I didn't wake up that too long ago. Right, woke up. It felt like 7:45. It felt like 7:45, but it was 10:45. So when I looked at my phone, I said, I gotta get up. I usually don't get up that late, right? Sometimes I may wake up at like 10:15 Eastern, then roll around and end up doing the show. Right. But this was a little cutting it close. Like, I got to get up and make the donuts. Got to say hello to the YouTube chat. We're going to get back into the action here on Thursday. Right. I don't know what's going on in baseball. What's going on there? I'm not even sure who's doing well, who's not doing well, who's got called up. Right. What pitchers are doing? I may not know what the hell's going on. Do we have any new pitchers? Matthew Liberatore, apparently, is he good now? I don't know. Never heard of him. Right, we'll take a look, right? Just catching up today. Today's catch-up Thursday. Catch up. We're catching up. Let's look at the YouTube chat. Suki Singh. Doesn't matter if I've been gone for 10 days. It doesn't matter. Suki Singh's here. Suki's been waiting the entire time, I think. Suki's been in the chat since last Tuesday, I think. Just sitting there, waiting to be the first one to say good morning to me. Well, good morning, Trey. Matt Mears, Apocalypse, Kickstart, Brian McMorris. Welcome back. Type whatever you want in the YouTube chat. Today is with potpourri, whatever, miscellaneous day. I don't know what we review yesterday. I don't know what the hell happened yesterday. I don't know. I got home yesterday. No, I got home late Tuesday. So that's why there's no show Wednesday morning. I didn't want to have to deal with it. And then we're here on Thursday. And I gotta get back in the swing of things. And talking about getting back in the swing of things, I mentioned this before I left, but I just want to remind you now. I'm now part of the MMA premium team here on RotoGrinders. I know on Fridays, it went from to go way back, to go really way back. COVID hit. And there was nothing going on, right? There was nothing going on. Basketball was done, right? Baseball wasn't doing anything. We weren't even sure we can get NFL football, right? Golf was, they had like the Corn Ferry Tour or something. LOL was, that esports was going on. I played some soccer because I normally play soccer. So they had some soccer, Bundesliga, the German league came back. And then it's like Dana White's like, we're just going to do events in Abu Dhabi. So I'm like, okay, I didn't watch UFC, didn't watch MMA. I remember watching MMA way back in when they didn't have any rules, right back in the early 90s, when I was younger. But there's nothing to do DFS wise, so I started playing MMA. Didn't do all that well, right? For a while, right? It's like, okay, it's like similar showdown, right? Learning the strategy of MMA DFS, and then I got good at it. Right, I started analyzing some data. Right, I started putting together things. Right now I have my little sheet that I use. Right, and I compiled a lot of stuff, and now MMA is one of my most profitable sports. So over that course of time, we would always like on Fridays. Fridays, a lot of times would be kind of casual Fridays would be anything. Sometimes I talk about soccer. Sometimes it would be baseball, whatever's going on that day. And a lot of times it would be MMA, and a lot of people are now interested in MMA DFS. So from there, now Friday is right now it's a dedicated pregame show for MMA, right? So that's like RotoGrinders only for like free MMA content, I guess, right? We have a lot of stuff in the premium, which you can get if you click on the link in the description. Get $10 off your first month. So like, if I want to be covering MMA on Fridays, why don't I be part of the team also? So I'll now be part of the Ground and Pound podcast. Not part of the Ground and Pound. No one's going to be hitting me, but I'll be part of the podcast that comes out on Thursday nights, Friday mornings, so whenever. I'm not in charge of the administrative stuff, but we'll be recording an episode every card, as normal. That's part of the normal stuff. We have an expert survey. We have the podcast. Mike H3 Buddha has a breakdown thing. There's, for the bigger cards, I think Squirrel Patrol does like a Contrarian's take article, right? We have projections, ownership, all that type of stuff. So I will be part of that now. So if you want to hear the DFS strategy on the Ground and Pound, the ground, my mound, and the mounds and the grounds, right? I believe that's what it's called on that podcast. It's with Mike H3 Buddha, Liam, and now me, because Liam's more of the betting side. And Mike knows the fighters more than I do. And me, I'm just sitting here with all my numbers going, this based on these numbers, this is what looks good to me, right? And Mike's going to tell me, well, that guy sucks. It's like, well, he doesn't suck that bad. Like that's pretty much what the podcast is going to be, right? The podcast is going to be Mike and Liam talking about how this fight could be completely ugly, right? It's going to be, dude, these fighters, they have no knockout power, right? They're not going to grapple. These are awful, but they're both like 0-3 in the UFC. They're awful, right? They're absolutely awful. They're inside the distance lines are bad, right? And then I'm just going to go, I'm going to be playing a lot of these guys. And then you go, why? Why are you going to play a lot of these guys? Well, they shouldn't be 8%, right? They should be 16% though. So I'm going to be playing a bunch of them. It's like, but these guys are awful. It's like, yeah, but awful stuff happens. It's MMA. It's high variance. Let's go. I'll have a bunch of them. So that's a little preview. A preview of the MMA Ground and Pound podcast. So sign up for RotoGrinders Premium. That's going to be behind the paywall, right? I'll still be talking about MMA on Fridays, but and maybe Fridays we'll get a guest or something. Maybe I'll get Keith. Maybe Keith will come on or someone. Maybe I'll do that every so often on Fridays for MMA. But that's what I'm looking forward to. And going back into the YouTube chat. Trey said he finished 5th in the 25 cents mini-max last night. It feels so good. Good to see results when you keep pressing forward. Okay, that's good, right? And the mini-max is about as hard. Mini-max is as hard to win as the regular GPPs, right? Because of the field size. So yeah, so if you could do it in the mini-max, you could do it in the regular $15 whatever on DraftKings, whatever the hell it is, right? Kickstar said, "Pounded on the Mound," a podcast about the abuse of Jock Peterson. That's the only thing I know about in the past week in baseball. And I think that's the only news story I know about is the trials and trepidations of the fantasy league where Mike Trout is the commissioner, right? And Jock Peterson and Tommy Pham got into it or something. What the hell is going on? How did they get into? I mean, because obviously one wasn't pitching to the other. What happened there? All I know is that they got into a fight, and Tommy Pham got suspended or something, and then there was about money or whatever, and then someone saying that Mike Trout's the worst commissioner. See, even fantasy sports amongst the professionals, the professional athletes, is about as nasty. Just like you go on Twitter, anything about fantasy sports on Twitter is all just whatever. Okay, so what's going on today? What are we going to talk about today? I'm fine with talking about anything. You want to talk about DFS strategy? Just type it into the YouTube chat, right? Because I don't know what I could talk about because I have no idea what's going on. I'm just looking at. Do you need to know what's going on? I don't. Right? We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game slate tonight. I don't know if there's any weather issues. Not sure. But it looks like we got a Coors game. Okay, so On a 6-game slate, I know which game I'm fading, right? If I'm playing, a couple of lineups, I'll probably play like the 121 on DraftKings. I'll probably play like 3 lineups into the 88, whatever's going on. Probably play 4 or 5 lineups. And it looks like we got the Dodgers have a 5 total. Okay, maybe they go a little bit under-owned. We got the Braves at the Rockies. Who's pitching there? Austin Gomber versus Ian Anderson. Not awful pitchers, right? Okay. Doesn't mean I have to play them. And then it looks like ownership's going to be going to like Minaya, Otani. Mr. Cortez is 10.8K. Is there a reason for that? What did I miss? I mean, okay, is a 6.5 strikeout prop. So no, I know he's a good pitcher. I didn't expect to see Nestor Cortez at 10.8K. Right. I expected that to be like Otani, Minaya, and Libertadore. Who the hell is that guy? Who the hell is Libertadore? Well, he's almost 5.5 prop over there at Chicago. Is there wind coming in Chicago? I have no idea. What's going on. Kickstart says if they're getting angry from fantasy leagues, they couldn't handle DFS. No, of course not. They wouldn't be able to handle it. But looking through over here, let's see what the bat optimal looks like this early in the morning. Oh, you get the Libertadores. Okay, is Baltimore too cheap? We get a lot of Atlanta. Well, of course you can get a lot of Atlanta. Why is Adam Duvall 2,600? Why is those going to 4,400? Did they just misprice? Did they misprice these people? That's what it looks like. I mean, the Braves lineup is typically, decent anyway. Like I expect Albies at 5K. I expect Acuna at around 6K. Right, he's back. Right. Let's take a look at some lineups here. Let's see, go to MLB. Is there any weather issues? Let's see. Starting lineups. Let's see. Okay. Well, orange, yellow in Baltimore. Is this today's forecast? Is there a first game? Is there a game 1 for the Yankees? Do we have to deal with a doubleheader today? I guess so. Maybe do they have game 2 on the slate? I guess. Let me take a look at the lineups page. Okay, the Yankees are playing at 105, and then they're also playing at 7. Okay, so it's enough of a split. But there may be rain issues here. There may be rain issues in Baltimore. So this may be the type of thing where Coors gets 1,000,000% ownership. There's 2 games that are potentially rained out. But look at these prices. It's not low, but still Dansby Swanson batting 3rd at 4,500. Austin Royal. It's okay. They should probably be priced up. William Contreras is 5.2K. What happened to him? Did I just wake up and I know Wilson Contreras. The reason Willie Contreras is 5,200. What has he been doing? He's been hitting 3 home runs a day. I have no idea. But it also looks like the Rockies are Daza doesn't hit much, but whatever. They seem a little underpriced, right? Sam Hilliard's always underpriced. He's not good, but it's Coors, right? And the Dodgers are normal price, right? 5K. Edward Rios, 3,900. He's been 5th now. Right, just like looking at the lineups going, I don't know. It's like you woke up 10 days later, next thing you know, who are these people? Why is the order this way? Right, going through Mariners, Orioles, Adley Rutschman. Who's that? Adley Rutschman's 3,900, batting 5th to the Orioles. Well, the Orioles are bad enough that they can throw in a computer-generated player, and that's probably better. Looks like the Mariners called up Taylor Trammell and Mike Ford. Julio Rodriguez is now batting 3rd, which he probably should have been from the start of the season. I'm just looking through what has been going on. What's been going on with you? Tyrone Taylor is up, or he was he up, and now he's batting 4th. PJ Higgins, who's Christopher Morel? What's going on with the Cubs? See, like Wilson Contreras is 4,800. See, that I could get. Why is William Contreras 5,200? Well, they priced him up. They priced him up only for Coors. And Nick Plummer for the Mets. Who's Nick Plummer? Who are these people? Kickstart says Baltimore has been on a roll recently or lately. Well, if we run some lineups, let's take a look based on the bat projections. Let's get some uniqueness, just whatever, just whatever's here. Let's run some stacks. Let's just really run. Let's run 5 threes and see what we get. Let's set a max primary stack. How many teams we got here? We should have what, 12? Primary stack max at 10. Let's do something like this. Or secondary stack, so let's bump that up. Let's see what we get. I mean, I'm assuming we're getting a ton of the Braves. I can guarantee you that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 Braves in the median optimal for the bat. So I'm assuming the Brave stacks are going to be number 1 by far. Manaya plus Liberatore. Liberator. Who is this guy? Is he a relief pitcher? Is he someone from the minor? Okay, he pitched 4.2. Okay, against the Pirates. Uh-oh, that's not good. Against the Brewers in 528. 5 innings, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Okay, go ahead. You can strike people out. Okay. Not much of a track record, though. But it also doesn't look like he's going to be very old in comparison. So maybe that's where that's the differential right there. Okay, so let's run. I'm gonna run. Let's see. I'll run 300 lineups. So where are we going? And then I'll look in the YouTube chat. Okay, while that's running. Kickstart says that he's been playing and he doesn't even know some of these people. Okay, so it's not just me. Eric Runick says you go on vacation for a week and the Pirates sweep the Dodgers. Oh, did that happen? Okay, that I would have probably been profitable had I stayed, right? Because I would have been someone that would have been stacking the Pirates against the Dodgers, right? With me, I'm crazy. So yeah, this is gonna take a minute or two to run 300 lineups and just take a look at what shows up. Liberatore. So we're gonna get killed. What have you been doing since I've been gone? Anyone been doing anything interesting in the YouTube chat? I was away. I didn't even open up any of the DFS apps at all. Well, I also didn't. I mean, it's not legal to play in Nevada. I didn't want to get into trouble. I wasn't going to try to play, but I didn't even want to open up the app for location services or just whatever. Right? I don't care what missions are going on. I can't enter anything. So I wasn't doing anything DFS wise. Waking up late Pacific time. Going to a bunch of wrestling events. Played some poker. That's about it. That's about being all I did, right? Me and my wife. I posted some stuff on Twitter if you saw. There are probably some people unfollowed me. Like, why are you posting all these photos and stuff? It's my personal Twitter account. I'll post whatever the hell I want. It's not always going to be DFS. But getting back in the swing of things for baseball. I should have done running exposure percentages. Let's see what the diversification of this looks like. It's going to be a lot of Atlanta. Whatever's not a 5-man stack of Atlanta is probably going to be a 3-man stack of Atlanta to a certain extent. Like my secondary stack max exposure is 180%. So like, I'm assuming I'm going to be using up all of this Atlanta, all of this stuff. So to me, on a 6-game slate for the way that I play, I'll be Xing them out. Right, because the ownership of these guys have to be through the roof. We have initial ownership right now. Yeah, this is going to be higher. Acuna 27, Riley 24, Albies 23, Darno 12, Swanson 11, Duvall 8. I think this is going to be Ozuna 9. I think this will be much higher. Like how about overall on the slate? I mean, this is just the initial run. Who the hell is Nelson Gorman? Who the hell is Nolan Gorman? Like, this is the first time I've even seen this guy. And Cards has a tag on. Nolan Gorman. Who the hell is it? He's all I know is 2,600, batting second. We didn't even I wasn't even gonna make fun of him. I didn't even know he was available to make fun of on this slate. Where are we going? Where's the Cardinals against the Cubs? Is he not even in the lineup? Oh, Nolan Gorman, batting second. Who's Nolan Gorman? Who is this guy? Is he a figment of my imagination? Oh, he's been up. He's been doing stuff. Oh, he's had some good games. 2 home runs in the past, what? 1, 2, 3, past 3 days, 4 days, whatever they've been playing. Nolan Gorman. Does he strike out a lot? Well, yeah, 3 strikeouts here. Who is this guy? So a guy I've never heard of is going to be the highest owned player on the slate. I've gone for 10 days. What happens? The next thing you know, Nolan Gorman. Is that Nolan Arenado? Did he change his name? It's the Cardinals. No, there's 2 down. They got another Nolan there. I thought maybe he went to second base and he's in a disguise or something. Kickstart says I quit my job. Okay, that's okay. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So I'm playing low entry contest till I find another. Okay, won a $50 winner take all. The $1.50 in entries a couple of days ago. So I got to reserve a lineup for the MMA main. Okay, that's good for you. Basically just biding your time. Right, I thought you quit your job to play DFS full time. I would say that may not be the best of ideas. So you have a long track record. There's very, very, very few select percentage of people that could do that. And also build up a big enough bankroll. It also helps to have also the secondary income of some type. You don't have to. I'm going to quit my job to do this full day. Unless you're playing like every sport, all the slates, all the time, all the sites. You can easily play DFS while still having some type of other income. I mean, that's how I did it. I was in digital marketing, web design, and I worked for myself. So I was at home. I was here anyway. So yes. So a lot of the day I would be working on client stuff. A lot of the other part of the day I would be working on DFS stuff. So I was in the position where like the difference of me playing full time and not, it didn't really matter. Didn't really matter at all. Do we have this done? Are we almost done? Okay, we're almost done with the Nolan. Who's Nolan Gorman? Nolan Gorman. Okay, 22, 6'1". Is he like is he a big prospect? Is he someone I should have known? How tall is Nolan Gorman? Is Nolan Gorman left-handed? People also ask. Do people ask that? Google, do people really ask that? What is fan graphs? Let's take a look at his fan graphs. Okay. What are he doing? He's hit some home runs. But not that many, right? 76 games, 34 games. Right, standard. The bad X. The bad X for 2022 has him, no, not that great. 181 ISO. Okay, so I mean, he's not bad. 103 WRC plus. So kind of a low OBP, kind of semi-decent power hitter. Right, he's okay. Okay, so he's a power hitter, but kind of average. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, we got a ton of Manaya, Nesta Cortez, Shohei Ohtani, Liberatore. The pitchers we get a whole bunch of whatever. Right. But it's mostly Manaya, Cortez, and Ohtani. And probably you're paying up for Cortez at 10.8K because there's some cheap hitters or something. Okay. We could also look at the stack summary. So what are we getting in the top 300? Yeah, we're maxing out on all of these. Because remember, I capped them at 10 and 15%. So, like, you're not getting that much of the Yankees, for instance, or the Angels, or the Brewers. As far as stacks, the Yankees, much lower. Even though, you know, Hicks, Gallo, Judge. Who are the Yankees facing? Reed Detmers. I mean, this game may end up being canceled, a bit postponed anyway. But according to the BATX, the Yankees are a bit overpriced. I'm assuming that's why. I'm gonna guess that we're gonna get, yeah, we'll get some 3-hitter stacks. The Yankees, the Angels. Right. So here's like an Angels Mariners lineup. Stassi, Rengifo, right? Taylor Ward, Andrew Velasquez. It doesn't come up as much. Get a ton of Atlanta. Right. If we go by the top lineup, it's a little slow because we have 300 lineups. So top lineup would be 5-3 Braves Mariners. The cheap well, Winker comes up the most in the bat currently. Cal Ross 179. Otani Minaya lineup with Albies, Riley, Swanson, Duvall, Acuna. Can this be playable? Sure, I guess this could be playable. If we go through, I mean, the top 300 lineups, I'm assuming we're going to see Braves. Like, here's Braves. Well, here's another Braves Mariners. So this is 110 median projection. Here's an Orioles, right, with the Braves. Braves, Orioles. Braves, Orioles. Braves, Mariners. Braves, Orioles. Braves, Mariners. Braves, Mariners. Braves, Rockies. So let's see, what's the first lineup that's not the Braves? That's not a Braves 5-man. Okay, so we'll scroll down. It's going to take a while, probably. What's a lineup that's not a Braves 5-man? Keep on going. We get a lot of play. Okay, here's Mariners. Okay, so here's a Mariners, but there's a 3-man Braves. So it looks like, and you play Liberatore. Okay, so Albies, Swanson, and Acuna is the 3-man with Winker, Trammell, Suarez, France, and Raleigh. Okay. I don't know if Liberatore is going to be 4% owned. I mean, this is initial ownership anyway, so I don't necessarily trust it until later in the day. Because these Braves are going to be way more owned. Dansby Swanson is not going to be 11% owned. It'll be double that. Easily. Acuna may end up being 35, 40% owned. I have no idea. Especially, I mean, obviously, if we get postponements on a game or two, this turns out to be a 5 or a 4-game slate, then obviously all this ownership starts going up. It's okay. So we got Mariners, 5-mans. Okay. What's the first lineup that we got here that has no Braves in it? Just no Braves. Because here's a 5-man Orioles, right? Anyone that was in a 3-man with the Braves up there probably is going to be a 5-man at some point also. So you got Odor, Mountcastle, Rushman, Mateo, Mullins with Riley, Ozuna, and Acuna. Okay. But this seems like more of a line at these ownerships. Like if the Orioles come in at sub 10% owned on this slate, like this, I don't mind playing. This would be a lineup I wouldn't mind playing with the Braves. But me, I'm a crazy guy. So I'm more likely to just X out the Braves and just hope they don't do anything. Or don't do enough that it matters. Let's scroll down. Let's can we find the first lineup that does not have any Braves in it? What does that look like? So we got Cubs here, 3-man Cubs. Here's our 5-man Rockies, 5-man Padres with the Braves still. Anything without the Braves. Let's keep on going. Manually go through. There's a Mets 5-man with the Braves, right? We're going to see like all the other stacks, all the other teams 5-man are going to be a 3-man Braves. Oh, here we go. Here's the first one. Here we go. Mariners, Orioles. Okay, that makes sense. With Cortez and Manon. Right, because look at how cheap these guys are. That's why you could fit in Nestor Cortez at 10-8. Mountcastle, Odor, Mullins. Then you have Winker, Rodriguez, Crawford, Suarez, Raleigh. Right, pretty cheap prices. 49.3 in salary. Okay, I can see doing that. Right, this is more my style. And it's gonna be hard to spend. I mean, that's why you're paying for Cortez here. It's like once you use Mountcastle, Odor, some of these guys are under 3K. See another lineup without the Braves. Oh, here's the Dodgers lineup. It's the first time I'm seeing this. Dodgers Braves with Flexen and Liberatore. But obviously, if you do the Dodgers Braves type of thing, you're not. That's why you have to go cheap. You have to, take a shot at Flexen. Hope he doesn't kill you. Here's another Orioles Mariners lineup. Here's the Mariners Rockies lineup. Okay, this is doable. Here's a Padres Mariners lineup. Right, these lineups are like 98, 99, 100. Right, so we have some lineups from it with a median value of around 98-ish, high 90s, 100 at the most, right? That don't have any Braves. The top lineup with the Braves, that's a 5-3, is 110. Right? But a lot of these are 109, 109, 107. So basically, you're sacrificed by not playing any Braves. You X'd out the Braves. You're probably sacrificing about 10 points in median projection. Median. You know how you make that up? One swing of the bat, home run, you've made it up. But 10 points in baseball is not a lot. So I don't mind. If the next best, if the Braves were projected so well that to not play the Braves, the lineup differences would be 25 points, that would be a different story. 10 points. And especially in smaller field single entry stuff, they'll be even higher owned. So you get more leverage by not playing them. That's why it sounds weird when I say it. I'm more likely to be contrarian in smaller field stuff than in larger field stuff. In larger field stuff, you can make lineups with the Braves. I mean, like if I was playing 20 lineups, I would probably play a Braves lineup. I would probably at least have a Braves 3-man or something. I would play a couple of those types of lineups. But let's say, like in the large field, if we're gonna, let's just say that this ownership is correct. I don't think it is. Right? We'll update it later. These numbers will go up. But this is large field GPP ownership. So Albies 23, Riley 24, Dansby, Swanson 11, Duvall 8, Acuna 27. Like if that is the ownership in the large field GPP, in the 121 single entry, it's going to be higher. Albies will be 38%. Riley will be 32%. Swanson will be 20%. Duvall will be 15%. Acuna will be 40%. Which means the ownership on all the other players starts going way down. The disparity between the Braves ownership and all the other teams gets wider and wider and wider. So like in the large field GPP, if we say that in the large field GPP, 20% of lineups are 5-man Brave stacks, or at least 4-man Brave stacks or something. That means let's go to the extreme, exaggerate. Let's say the Braves get shut out completely. Well, that's 20% of the lineups that are dead, right? They have all these zeros. Okay. Now in the 121, instead of 20% of lineups, it's 40% of lineups. Okay. So in the large field, if you don't play the Braves, you're part of the 80% of the lineups that may not have a Brave. And it's probably more. It's probably less than that because people may have one-offs, right? So if you don't play a 5-man Brave stack, you're part of the 80% that could win because 20% is all the way at the bottom. And the single entry 121, that's more 60% of lineups. It's like 40% of lineups are gone. And then once you account for one-offs or whatever, it could be half the lineups in the contest. So if the Braves do not do well, like you're automatically better than like half the lineups. How many points do you need? Once you start eliminating all these lineups, not as many points. So playing an Orioles Mariners lineup or something and hoping the Braves. I'm not saying the Braves need to be shut out. Braves put up 4 runs, right? And no one has more than 16 points or something. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Ozuna has a home run or something, or a double with 3 RBIs. And he's like the one guy that has like 16, 18 points. And everyone else is like 9, 5s, 12s. Like you could find those types of points elsewhere. So they don't put up enough points where you need to have them. Find another game with 6 runs or 8 runs, or you don't need them anymore. So whenever you fade a team, you're not like, oh, I think they're going to do bad. It has nothing to do with doing bad. It's can you find the points that they put up elsewhere? Now, obviously, if the Braves come out in cores and put up 16 runs, you're unlikely to find those points elsewhere on a 6-game slate. But in comparison to the ownership, I mean, if the Braves are going to be 30+% owned, I'll play my 4 lineups, select them out, and at that point, make whatever combinations you want. Like I'm less likely my 4 lineups. Like, okay, well, I'm just betting on the Mariners and New Orleans. Like, no, I'll probably play 4 different combinations. And I hope I get one right. And if I was playing 20 lineups, I could possibly do that also. Playing 150, you could just X out the Braves. I've done that. Just say I'm going to X out cores, and I'm going to build 150 lineups of all the other combinations of all the other games. Just understand that if one of the cores teams goes off, you're minus 95% on the day. If you're willing to take those swings, that's fine. Eric Runick says there's a new ownership update and the Braves make more sense now. Oh, really? So are they getting less owned? No, that can't be right. There's a new ownership update. What, that makes them lower? I don't know what you mean by makes more sense now. Oh, man, or the ownership makes more sense now. I think that's what he's saying. I think it makes more sense to play them. Okay, now this is better. Yeah, okay, this makes more sense. Yeah, this is way more sense. Okay, now I understand what you mean. Right, but the ownership makes more sense. Right, Albies 35, Riley 33, Acuna 32, Swanson 28, Darno 21, Duvall 19. Yeah, this was Ozuna 18. Yeah, this makes way more sense. Colorado, yeah, but yeah, Daza, Blackman, McMahon, Hilliard. Yeah, this makes it. There's no reason why Nelson Gorman should be higher than all of the Braves. But yeah, but he should be up there also. Even though I've only heard of Nelson Gorman for about 23 minutes, right? Nolan Gorman, not Nelson Gorman. Nelson's his brother, right? Maybe. Yeah, the Braves are uber owned. Yeah, the top 4 owned players projected. The Braves. Yeah, tonight I will be playing the 121, I believe. I have to enter it. And I will just X out the Braves. And hopefully do. Maybe I play Gomber. Maybe I don't. I don't think I need to do that. You take a look at projections. Yeah, I probably not going to play Gomber anyway. Yeah. Against a 6.29 total with a 4.5 strikeout prop, probably not. So once you X out the Braves, I don't know. Do you need to do anything else? Right? Do you really? You play Minaya, Cortez, or Otani, and then you get different vibe playing Liberatore. Yeah, I think that sounds like a plan. So you could play MLB DFS this simply. This is it. People go through and go, I'm going to look at fan graphs. I'm going to look on all this. All that stuff's in the projections already. Just comes down to, how do you beat other people at a game? And I just look at this and I go, okay, Braves are going to be in God knows how many lineups, right? We're going to see combinations of Cortez, Minaya, Otani. Maybe Flexen. Is Flexen going to be popular against if people want to really pay down against the Orioles? I hope so. That doesn't seem right. 45% on Chris Flexen. Well, I hope so. I'll play a ton of the Orioles. people are going to actually play Chris Flexen, right? Because the leverage plays would be like the Yankees, the Brewers, the Angels, right? The ones that are project the lowest, right? But if Flexen's going to be 45%, I think that's wrong. Maybe he's owned, but I don't think he's going to be 45% owned. I don't know. Yeah, right now, if that's the case, Orioles for me. Give me all the Orioles. What do the Orioles ownership look like? Yeah, look at this. 12, 10, single digit. Give it to me. Against Chris Flexen. This Trey Mancini is now eligible 2 positions at least. No, he sucked, right? When he was first base eligible only, like Mancini or Mountcastle, Mancini or Mountcastle. Just give me another position. Brian McMorris says, I believe Adley Rushman was a top prospect for Baltimore. Okay. He's no Nolan Gorman, right? Or is he? Is he better than Nolan Gorman? Like, what does that St. Louis ownership look like? It's pretty much Gorman and then everyone else, right? That's what I think. Right, one guy that's batting towards the top for a visiting team, so more likely to get the fourth or fifth at bat at second base, which probably is weak today. If we look at all second basemen, that's probably why we're doing this. Yeah, it looks like second base is a fairly weak position, unless you want to play Rudent Odor, Gorman, Albies, Rengifo, Rogers, Morel. Yeah, this is not the greatest of positions today. That's why Nolan Gorman has the orange dot. STL cards gives him the dot. Chris Kirkwood says Stormin Norman Gorman. It's Nolan Gorman. We're getting his first name wrong. It was Nolan Gorman. I said Nelson Gorman, and he says Norman Gorman. 25% owned one-off second baseman. That doesn't sound good. Maybe I X him out. Well, yeah, I'm probably going to just be playing 5 threes. So maybe I don't even get to the Cardinals anyway. Okay. Anything else before I get out of here? Just getting back into the swing of things, right? Since we're getting back into the swing, I can't go over yesterday's slate that I have no idea what happened. Didn't play. Take a look at this shit. At least I came back on a small slate, right? A smaller slate, not a 12-game slate. I'd be like, I don't know. Now going through all these lineups, going, I don't know what the hell's going on. Right. We only had 6 games. It seemed like I found 7 players I never heard of over the past 10 days. Right. What players have did we find out about today on the actual slate that we're playing later? Right. There's a whole bunch of games that aren't even on the slate. Who do we find? What human beings did we find out exist on this planet today? How many? Okay, I knew all of these guys. Right. I at least heard. I knew Tyler Trammell and Mike Ford. Right. Adley Rushman. Okay, that's one. Okay, we figured out. We figured him out. Let's see. Who else? I've heard of all these guys. Nolan Gorman, right? Of course, that's 2. PJ Higgins is 3. I don't know who PJ Higgins was before today. Then we got all the Braves. Okay, I've heard of all the Rockies. Nick Plummer for the Mets. Okay, that's 4. So 4. It seemed like we found out about more people. So 4 new humans. They just showed up in lineups in baseball today. At least that's part of the slate. Because if it's not part of the slate, I don't care about it because I'm not watching these games. I don't care. The Twins-Tigers game, there's probably an early slate, right? A 3-game early slate that I'm not playing. But if I'm not playing, then I don't care about it. We also got huge GPP tonight in basketball, right? Is it game 1? What's going on with basketball? I don't know what the hell's going on. Is it the first of the finals? Warriors, Celtics. But isn't there like a Millie Maker, I think, tonight or something for Showdown? It'll be split 700 ways. But we got complete coverage for the huge NBA GPPs, right? We got a banner that says that. Projections, lineup HQ. expert survey, game simulations, lineup builder show, and Noto's grind down. Get access now. Go click, and sign up for a RotoGrinders Premium. Click on the description. Get $10 off your first month. Get the combo so you get everything, right? So you get that. You get the basketball for the playoffs, for the finals. You get the baseball stuff. You get the MMA stuff, right? I'll be doing the MMA stuff now. You get tons of stuff. So go get it. Go get the stuff. Kirkwood asks, how was Bill Burr? Bill Burr was very good. The guys that he is opening for him, not very good. Kind of disappointed in that. But he was good. Obviously, he's working on material for his next Netflix special. But pretty good. He didn't do old stuff. He did like an hour and 15 minutes or something. It's Bill Burr. Bill Burr's great. Kickstart says my strategy for DK playoffs: play one lineup, making it unique, lose money, retry again. Yes, that there you go. If you're only going to make one lineup, make sure that it's a more unique lineup. Don't just say I'm going to make the lineup and it's going to be duplicated 483 times. If you're spending $15 or $10, like go for it all. Go try to win six figures with it. Don't play a lineup that's going to. I came in first place and I got $780. You're risking little, so take on more. Try to be unique. I can understand if you're playing $3,000 worth of lineups, you're going to have some lineups that are going to split a whole bunch of ways. So you get something, but you don't have minus 95% days all the time. I understand that to some extent. Playing one lineup, you could afford to take on the risk. That's why I said in baseball, like baseball today, I'm probably going to be playing four lineups. A $121 and $388, the mid stakes, smaller field stuff. Like I have no problem just Xing out the Braves. And if they do well, oh well, I move on to tomorrow. But that's how I play. But yeah. We're back in the swing of things. We're back. Normal schedule as usual, right? I'm not going away again for a while. So we're back on a normal schedule, Monday through Friday, right? 11 in the morning. Unless we're preempted by Grinders Live, but I'm on those shows anyway. So like if there's an early baseball slate, I'll be here anyway. Even Dean will join me. He'll wake up early in the morning. No one likes waking up early in the morning, especially when I'm on Pacific time. Like for the past, for 8 days, I was waking up at, I don't know, 9 o'clock Pacific time. So that's like noon Eastern. So that's why I wake up and it's like 10:45 here. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it didn't feel like 10:45. So hit that thumbs up button on your way out the door. Give me those thumbs. It helps us out a lot here. Since you're not paying for it, at least hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the notification bell to know when we go live. We got Grinders live later today for this MLB slate. Well, they'll tell you all about the Atlanta Braves, right? It's going to be Brave City on this slate tonight. There'll be crunch time afterwards, presented by FanDuel. It's free all season. So join for that live locks with Grant on the Scores and Odds channel for all your betting purposes. And then I'll be back tomorrow. Covering MMA, covering the MMOs. We got 14 fights, okay? So it's a decent, it's not like these 11 fight cards that we've been having. It's a decent card. I don't know how great a card it is, but at least there's a lot of fights. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow. And I'll be on the MMA Grounded Pound podcast, which is only for premium members. So like I said, I'm part of the MMA team now. So go sign up for Combo Premium, the MMA Premium, whatever the hell you want. And you'll hear me. You'll hear me as part of it. So go sign up there. And remember, you can click on the link in the description. If you click on that link, you'll get $10 off for your first month. Use Lineup HQ. Use all the tools. And I guess I will see you tomorrow answering your DFS strategy questions like I always do on the DFS pregame show on RotoGrinders.com.